On this Q&A, I've got a rant about numbers. We talk about price increases, how to figure out what your next move is, and hold on.
You supply the Q's and we bring the A's. It's the Form and Function Q&A show.
Welcome back to F&F Q&A 13. If this is your first episode, thanks for checking us out. If you're returning, I greatly appreciate you checking out the show again. But unlucky number 13, right? Oh, I don't really believe in unlucky numbers, but I do believe in numbers. And so that kind of brings us up to this week's topic. Recently, we had our town hall meeting for our salon team. And so during our town hall meetings, we will go over numbers from the past month or 2 months and set up where we want to go. We set up our goals. I like sharing these things, okay? I really believe that by sharing numbers, it brings validity to what I'm trying to share with you. Now, I know that some people probably think that it's arrogant or that there's ego to it. There's not. But I think that as trying to be a business coach, the only value that I bring is by showing that things work, okay? And so by saying, here's the program that we did, here's how we executed it, here are the results that we got, that's the only way for me to emphasize the fact that what we're sharing works, right? When I say we did this email campaign, we followed these rules, and we booked $1,500 worth of services with one email, that's to show that it works, right? When I say our January was up 17%, our February was up 19%, last month we had 150 new guests. It's not to brag, it's to show you that if those numbers are better than you, and I'm sure that there are people doing numbers way better than us, right? But if those numbers are better than where you feel you're at right now, it shows you the potential. It shows you the possibilities that you have ahead of you. And that's what I'm trying to do. I've sat in many classes with many educators, and the reality is that a lot of what you hear in classes sometimes isn't reality. Right? There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this industry, and I'm just trying to be a breath of fresh air. Justine wants to know, how do you figure out what your next move is? Whether it's trying something new in the industry or maybe just moving to a new salon. Great question. Thanks for asking it. And I think that the real answer to this question, before we even jump into it, is what are you passionate about? Right? I'm going to answer your question with a question, and that is, what are you passionate about? And the reality is that there are countless avenues that you can pursue a career within the beauty industry as a whole, right? And so you need to decide, what are you passionate about? You know, do you want to be behind the chair 5-6 days a week, doing your guests and connecting with them and servicing them one-on-one? Do you want to get into education because you love hair so much that you want to be able to educate to the masses? Maybe you want to get into a sales role with a manufacturer or a distributor, right? Maybe you want to work at a beauty school. Right, those are just a couple of ideas, but while the opportunities are somewhat endless within our industry, the reality is that if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to excel at any of them. So you really got to look inside and figure out, what am I passionate about? What do I want to pursue? The second part of the question is jumping salons. You look at the salon that you're at, right? Is the salon doing enough to build your education? Are they marketing you well? Does it have a solid culture that really builds you up, as opposed to tearing you down and making you not enjoy coming to work, right? Those are the things that I think that you should look at before choosing or deciding whether or not it's time to switch to another salon. Glenda wants to know, how do you handle increasing your prices and how often do you do it? Glenda, thanks for the question. I had to take this question because Glenda is my aunt, so as you can tell, hair runs deep in our family. But I've answered a similar question to this before. About posting prices in the salon, but I want to kind of take this one in a little bit of a different angle. Normally we would not post a sign, but that's our answer. So I want to kind of come up with a different answer of if I was to do things differently. And the way that I would go about doing it is, if I were to post a sign in the salon saying, as a blah, 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 the price will be such and such, I would still frame it, not literally frame it, but I would still frame it around a celebration, right? So put the sign up to celebrate doing hair for X amount of years. The menu for this stylist as of this date will be, right? That's how I would go about doing it. Or I would stick to my inbox campaigns, but I would still have the same message, right? To celebrate Ben's 8th year behind the chair in the salon, we are going to be giving him this new service menu because we are so proud of his hard work and dedication. Something along those lines, because then it is still a celebration and not an apology. I would never apologize for raising my prices, because if you're raising your prices, you've earned it. Okay? Keep that in mind. If you're raising your prices, you earned it. So don't apologize. I would be reluctant to do it more than once a year. But if you raise your prices and you saw that your business was still strong and growing, not sustaining, but was still growing, then I would say that your business was strong enough to take on a second price increase within 1 year. But I would be hesitant about doing it. Anne asks, how do you handle employee cell phone use? All right, and I think that this is great because I know that this is a challenge that everybody has, right? At some point, everybody has this. And the reason that we have this challenge is because technology isn't going away, right? These things, they are in our life. They are a part of not just technology, but they are a part of our lifestyles. They keep us connected to loved ones, to friends. But I think that the biggest understanding is that with great power comes great responsibility, right? These have the ability to connect you with anybody in the world, but they also have the ability to become a really big distraction. Personally, I enjoy embracing technology. I've mentioned, I think, on our last Q&A that we've got a new series coming up soon, which is our Millennial Motivation. And the reality is that millennials see the ability to connect through social media as a benefit to working at a business, right? They are not going to want to be told you can't use your phone. So I think that what we need to be better at is either embracing the technology or giving them other things to do, right? Embracing the technology. If somebody has the opportunity to take a photo of their work or shoot a little video and then send that out on social media, that's going to be a big benefit because you're able to create content. If I can't use my phone, I can't do that. The other one is idle hands find something to do. And so if you think that your team has a lot of challenges with phones out on the floor, it means that they're not with guests. Okay, so in their downtime, what else could they do? All right, give them assignments, do this doll head, watch this video. If somebody is taking a small break in between clients to text a friend, that's not a challenge to me. That I don't mind, because nobody works 100% of the time all the time, right? It's just things have changed. And I've been in the salon for a long time, so I remember growing up and there would be stylists in the back room reading newspapers, doing Sudokus, reading magazines, all sorts of stuff. It's just the format has changed, all right? So the phone is not the distraction, it's the not having enough stuff to do in the salon that is the challenge. So that's this episode. I wanted to give you guys a couple of things that are coming up soon. I'm excited for this weekend, going out to Hairbrain's HVA Awards, so I really hope you guys can see us there. I'll be with Christian Awesome because he's nominated for Best Coaching Video of the Year, which if you haven't checked it out, we'll put it over here somewhere. And that will be going on the following weekend, right? The 15th, 16th, I will be with Paul Mitchell Schools in Columbus and Cleveland. I hope you can check it out. March 21st and 22nd, 23rd, Chicago's America's Beauty Show will be going on here in my hometown, so I will be there. If you want to connect, please tweet at me, at Benjamin J, or find me on Facebook, Benjamin J. I would love to meet up, say hello, grab a Red Bull or something. It'll be a really fun show. And then the last weekend, the 29th and 30th, I will be in Michigan with Paul Mitchell Pro and Paul Mitchell Schools in Michigan. So I really hope that we can see you there. Anyway, that's this episode. See you next time.